John Barry here. What on earth was that? With an all-new Metropolis After Hours. With new reviews and new news for you. And on the new news part, they start with me because I am the kids' comics guy around here. So 2 breaking news stories regarding kids' comics. First from Boom Studios, Uncle Scrooge with issue 392 will now be DuckTales. Yes, DuckTales is back, based on the old 80s cartoon, DuckTales. Woo! Anyway, and they expect really big sales from this, from the title change, because everybody that grew up in the 80s loved DuckTales. Yep. So actually that's a really smart move on Boom's part.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah,
also big news coming out of Archie Comics. Well, when isn't there big news lately coming out of Archie Comics, to tell you the truth? Anyway, so if you might remember, they had the marriage issues that came out recently where Archie married Veronica, then he married Betty in these futuristic, what-if fantasy stories. Well, fans flocked to it so much that in July, they will now publish Archie Loves Betty and then Archie Loves Veronica, both ongoing series about the adult lives of Archie and Betty and Archie and Veronica. So they're expected to sell really, really well because the marriage issues sold well themselves. So smart thinking there on Archie Comics' part. And anyways, let's go ahead and get to the reviews. Take it away, Flynn.
Okay, I'd like to start off by pointing out a couple of my picks, and I'm going to share a couple of my other picks with Gail and Travis. First, I want to bring this book to everyone's attention. It's been selling very well, but still I want to point it out to people so we can order more and sell more. RoboCop, you guys all remember. Peter Weller, futuristic cyborg, murdered cop, comes back as an indestructible super cop. Dynamite Comics, which is a Marvel Comics imprint, has picked up the license for RoboCop, and we're on issue 2. Issue 3 is coming out this week, the second to last week of March. Right. I forget the date. It'll be on the 24th. And it's fantastic. It ignores the 2 sequels, and it really feels organic. It feels right, like the sequel we should have gotten. It's right in the tone of Paul Verhoeven's first movie, and RoboCop has a lot of personality, which you typically don't get outside of the Paul Verhoeven movie. They kind of write him as, stiff, robot, thank you for your cooperation, all that jazz, So it's nice for Murphy to be talking like a normal cop, and he's interacting with Lewis, and that's enough time on that. And also, because of the big hype of the movie coming out this summer, for me, Iron Man 2 is fantastic, but the movie that's near and dear to my heart, the summer blockbuster to be, is The A-Team.
Dun, 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 dun,
based on the classic 80s TV show, which starred Mr. T. That's all you guys will remember. It's a story of 4 military guys that were framed for a crime they didn't commit, and they survive as soldiers of fortune. So if you have a problem, no one else can help, and if you can find them, maybe you can hire the A-Team. There's 2 series out right now. There's a 4-part miniseries called Shotgun Wedding, which is like a prequel story to the movie that's written by the director of the film himself. Oh. And then there's 4 issues. Each one focuses on the war stories of each member of the team before the events of the movie. So I read both the Hannibal one-shot and part 1 of Shotgun Wedding is out there. Both awesome. Now, I'm going to talk about this one with Travis. I want to bring to your attention, and it says right here, The Greatest Hero You've Never Heard Of. From DC Comics and Dan Jurgens, the mind of Dan Jurgens, it's the character Booster Gold. He's a very interesting character that's been around since the 80s, part of Justice League International, and he's been featured on Justice League Unlimited, the cartoon.
Right.
If you want to
go see that. That was a great episode, by the way.
Yeah, he's not Green Lantern. That's what he kept saying throughout the episode. And Booster Gold, Dan Jurgens has continued to direct the Adventures of Booster Gold ever since he created them, and that's you don't get to see that a whole lot. Right. Even Todd McFarlane abandoned Spawn for a while. So it's a book that's interesting. It has great humor.
Well, and there's great continuity of the character too.
Yeah,
so that's really good.
What I like a lot is right now he's back in time, and it's right before Coast City is destroyed by Mongol and Cyborg Superman. And
from the Reign of the Superman.
Right.
And he wants to prevent it. He doesn't want. He's getting tired of having to protect these people who do great evil. Protecting Hitler and all that, because he's protector of the time stream. And in this particular issue, he finds his sister who disappeared in the time stream. She used to be a time cop also. And it's been great lately. It's a very underrated book. I love it a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, can't say anything better about Booster Gold. He's just a fantastic character, and the title DC put above it couldn't be any better. The greatest hero you've never heard of. So you've heard of him now. Now, the last book I'm going to share with Gail, the Superman 80-page giant, which being the DC ordering guy, I wish I'd order more of because this is one fantastic book.
It really is. It's got a lot of really short stories that are kind of day in the life sort of episodes. There's one that's really cool. It's called On Break, and it's backwards. It's like the Superman version of Memento.
Yeah. It shows...
harking forward to the Chris Nolan now being the overseer of the Superman movie. So, yeah.
Yeah, that particular story follows the aftermath of areas where Superman has been in a big fight with Bizarro. So you get to see it from the perspective of the people who are, like they punch themselves through a building. You see it through the eyes of the people who are going to have to fix the building. But nobody's really angry. They're just like, well, this is what happens when Superman saves our lives, so we're okay with that. There's some other great charming stories, but I just want to bring this up because Superman doesn't get enough credit these days. In national polls of favorite superheroes, Wolverine is number one, and I like Wolverine, but honestly, Superman started the comic book medium.
Well, he's the original superhero, and
how
without
can he
Superman,
not be
there would
number
be no
one?
other. Right, exactly. And, especially considering what he stands for and what country we're in. He's supposed to stand for truth,
give
justice,
Superman a
the American
bad
way. Yeah, they think that he's not interesting.
They think that he's square. But, he's square in a nice,
in
friendly
a really
policeman
good way.
sort of way.
It's almost as if people have a problem with superheroes whose moral compass actually works.
Yeah.
If
you have a superhero who's not gritty or problematic, like a Green Arrow,
full of angst,
then they're not interested.
Drama.
But we want to tell you, and it's not just because we're Metropolis comics or that we're DC fans. Superman is really awesome right now. Definitely give Superman. If you've seen Superman in the past, if you saw Superman 4: The Quest for Peace or Superman Returns, and you were soured on him, don't be, because Superman in the comics right now rocks.
Right, lots of great stuff. I mean, not just this, but lots of recent stuff for Superman that's really cool. All-Star Superman was really cool.
Just ask us about War of the Superman.
Yeah, War of the Superman is coming up this summer, so it should be really cool. All right, stay tuned for part 2.
A very brief part 2.